Hello and welcome to my kitchen. Sorry we can't get all together for Thanksgiving this year because the world, but I thought I would leave you guys with my recipe for the Thanksgiving potatoes since I've been making those for 20 years or something? Longer? I don't even know at this point. Either way, this is the recipe for it. I'm also going to put it in text format down in the description. But in case you want to sit here and watch this entire video, go for it. Also, if you're not part of my family, you can stay, but do not be clowning around in the comments now. Got it? Good. So starting off with the potatoes, you're going to want equal proportions of Russet and Yukon Gold. This is my ratio. You don't have to do my ratio, but I really like my ratio because I think it's a good mix of fluffy to not meaty. They're potatoes, but you know what I mean. Waxy. They're waxy. That's what they are. One serving size is approximately, take this with a grain of salt, 2 to 3 potatoes per person. I mean, goodness knows we all eat more than that every Thanksgiving, but that's the serving size, as it were. You're also going to want cream cheese. Yes, get the bricks. You want the bricks. They're easier to measure. You don't want to be messing around with a tub of cream cheese, trust me. You're going to want butter. Sticks. Perfect. If you want to go for the ones where they have the half sticks, you're still going to need at least a stick of butter. Trust me on this. I've never made this with less than 1 stick of butter. You're also going to want roasted garlic. Pre-roast this because, frankly, it just tastes better. But also, it'll take you a little bit of time. I like to roast it in a muffin tin with a little bit of olive oil, just because you can divvy up all the cloves between the cups. And then, when they're done, you've got some nice garlic oil. Now, you want to roast them until they're just barely golden brown. This is actually a little bit further than you want, just because if they get too crispy, they're hard to mash into the potatoes once they're done. So, just so you know. Now, peeling the potatoes. You can peel them as little or as much as you want. I do about a 75% situation here because I like that, but you know, you do you. The spices you're going to want, these are the ones I use. You don't have to, but you can. So here they are. There we go. Fresh ground black pepper. Do not be using this pre-ground bowl. Chicken bouillon, consomme, whatever you got. I put this in the water with the potatoes because then you don't have to use as much salt later. And because you're saving the water for this recipe, you have a nice stock left over. Also, I should mention that currently this recipe is vegetarian. It is not vegan. If you want to make a vegan version of this using vegan cream cheese and vegan butter, I recommend adjusting the ratio of potatoes to get a better texture. By that, I mean add more Yukons because they're waxier and they don't break down as much. So there. Now, after you peel your potatoes, you're going to cut them up into about 1-inch pieces. Smaller they are, the faster they'll cook. Common sense, right? And then you'll put them in a pot and cover them with cold water plus about 1 inch over top of them. Inch and a half. They need a little room to like dance around, and it's just easier to stir it that way. You will know that they are done when the corners start to break off of all of the potatoes. Don't take them out if it's just the russet pieces starting to break up. You gotta wait for the Yukons to do it as well. Drain them, save the liquid, either because you're gonna use it for the potatoes to adjust texture later, or because you can have a nice stock. And then you can either put the potatoes back in the pot to mash them, or you can put them in a bowl. Doesn't particularly matter. Unless you think your pot is too small for mashing, then go with a bowl. For mashing, I like to use a hand mixer, as many of you well know. I just think it's easier. I think it saves your wrist, because frankly, I hate regular potato mashers. They're difficult to clean, and these get them fluffier. So it's a win-win in my book, right? But, you know, do whatever. You don't have a hand mixer, don't stress about it. once you have mashed them either in your pot or in the bowl, you're gonna add your butter and your cream cheese. And also your garlic. Don't forget your garlic. I have been using minimum 3 cloves per one of you forever. So just so you know, that's how much garlic has always been in the potatoes. Yes. After you incorporate your cream cheese and your butter, then you add your spices. At this point, you don't really have to use the hand mixer anymore. You can just stir it around with a spoon or spatula or whatever. And then you'll have a lovely bunch of mashed potatoes. This is about enough for 3 or 4 people. So, aren't they pretty? And yeah, they're pretty thick. I remember last year Bon Appetit put out that video of them making the perfect Thanksgiving dinner, and their mashed potatoes were basically liquid. And I was like, what? Why? Why would you do that? So I have opinions about these things, but you know, you do you. If your potatoes are too thick, in your opinion, add a little bit of stock or a little bit extra butter if you so choose. If they're too thin, you may need to have to boil another potato to add in there, or you can try adding a little bit more cream cheese. Do whatever feels right to you. But that, my friends, my family, is the potato recipe. Please enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving. Pet all your dogs and cats for me. And I hope to see y'all next year, if not at Thanksgiving, maybe at Emily's wedding. Who knows? Let's hope things happen next year, right? Bye!